Okay. Let me get this thing set up. Check my sound. Okay. Think we're sounding good over here. Let's do this. I'm Chronix from the most extreme wrestling, and this is your AEW Dynamite review for January 13th, 2021. It is New Year's Smash Night 2. We're in Jacksonville, Florida. We got JR, Excalibur, and your boy Tony Schiavone on commentary. We start off with a video package of Eddie Kingston doing his dastardly deeds, attacking Pac, and Pac returning. Tonight, here in this opening match, we do have Pac, or Pac, however you want to describe it. Pronounce it, all that. What's up, Super Serpents? I didn't know if he's going to be able to make it. But here you are. I appreciate it. I'm not using my normal microphone setup. I'm just using my web camera because let me tell you, I've been having issues. I have a new setup. I got a new desk. And yes, wanted to make sure it worked for you and for all of us. Eddie Kingston is going to be taking on Pac here in this match. Of course, Kingston has his boys of Butcher, Blade, well, and Girl of, and the Bunny as well. And yeah, Pac, he attacks Kingston before Pac's pyro even stops. That was a tongue twister. I'm sorry. And he takes the fight to the floor. Eddie Kingston is having trouble getting to his feet, and Pac puts the feet right to Eddie's big mouth. We're talking about boots in the face right here. It is a hard-fought match here. However, Black Arrow and Pac wins. But that wasn't enough for him. He wants some retribution. He wants to put the exclamation point on this. He uses the Brutalizer after this, his submission, and the Butcher and Blade. Well, the Blade, he cuts it off. And the Assault, they got a little standoff. The Lucha Bros, they come out. Lance Archer comes down and stares at Pac. So this is going to continue. Lance Archer's got that blonde hair. He's got it braided and everything. So, a little bit of a different look for him. That dude looks so terrifying. There was even a point where he looked at the camera just like, and I was like, oh man, he's going to attack that camera guy. But that didn't happen. And that's fantastic because that would have been bad. We would have lost the camera guy. I'm saying, hey, we need all the angles we can get here. We got another angle going on. It's Chuck Taylor. He's got Orange Cassidy. And he's taking on the best man, Miro. And if he loses, look, Chuck Taylor loses, he becomes the butler for Miro. So that's going to suck for him. I kind of think that's what's going to happen because, honestly, it seems like the funniest thing that you could possibly do in this situation. So Chuck Taylor, he's got to start off with the advantage quickly because Miro is a big dude. He's a big, powerful man, and Chuck Taylor, well, he's not. Plus, he doesn't have his best friend with him as he has been injured and is going to be out for 4 months, 4 to 5 months possibly. And yeah, pretty quick here with a camel clutch or a game over, as Miro calls it. Oh my gosh. Just knocked over my headphones. Like some over-the-head earphones. Whoops. I'll get that later. Don't worry about it. I'll be fine. But Chucky, he loses. And that means that he is now the butler for the next month or so until the wedding for Miro. And that sucks for him. Look, I'm going to try not to knock anything else off the table. I have this iced tea right here. And these hands can be dangerous. So I'm going to try to keep them to myself. Okay. I want to be knocking things over. You know, I get a new table, get a new desk here, and I just lose all bodily control. I mean, what are you going to do? Anyways, Chucky, he's going to be the butler for the next month, and even Orange Cassidy's looking sad. He's got his glasses off, his sunglasses, and he's like, oh no, things are going to suck for you for quite a while. I mean, I don't know what kind of task Miro is going to be making this boy do here, but Chucky T, he's sad. Orange Cassidy's sad. Everybody's sad. Backstage, we have Matt Hardy and Private Party. So Hardy Party backstage. Matt Hardy, of course, he has his suit on, as now he's like the advocate or business director or whatever for Private Party. You know, because every party needs a manager who's going to siphon money out of your bank account. Matt Hardy speaks first as he's being interviewed by Dasha here. And, of course, Private Party is kind of upset that they are going to be losing 30% of their earnings to Matt Hardy because Matt Hardy is their manager or he's handling their business, whatever the case is. And they're like, hey, wait a minute, 30% seems like a lot of money coming out of my account. So they are essentially calling a party foul here. And Matt Hardy ends the interview quickly to avoid any further questions, which is always a good strategy when you find yourself in said situation and you can get out of it just by yelling, I guess. I'm sure this point of contention will come up at another point. But for now, here on this night on Dynamite, they're just going to move on and presumably not speak about that particular issue again. Inside of the ring, we got Jericho with his inner circle. His very large inner circle, and they're going to tell us their New Year's resolutions. Did you make a New Year's resolution, Super Serpents? Did anybody make a new one? I half-heartedly was like, I'm going to work out more. And that's about it. I didn't make an official one. So I guess I won't feel bad if I break it. I don't know. But will the inner circle stick to theirs? Hey, they said it on national television here on AEW on TNT. So, you know, I feel like you have to be held accountable for that. Well, here, 13 days into 2021, we're finally getting their New Year's resolution. So I guess for me, it's not too late to make one. But Hager says championships. Yeah, he wants championships. I mean, hey, at least he's to the point. He knows what he wants. The man knows what he wants. MJF wants to strengthen bonds there in the inner circle, but he says no fat people. So, yeah, he's got problems, I guess. Ortiz says that he's going to make better food. That's a good one. I would like to make better food. Jericho says that himself and MJF will become tag team champions. Then Santana and Ortiz are like, hold up, wait a second. Weren't we brought into the inner circle to become the tag team champions? I mean, isn't that kind of our role, our purpose here? And Sammy calls Jericho a tag team slut because he's wanting to take this spot. So who will be the tag team champions? Apparently, they're going to do some kind of match where they're going to determine who's going to go on. I know some kind of number one contendership, I guess, to challenge for the championships. But first, they got to fight among themselves. I don't know. MJF and Jericho will take on at some point Santana Ortiz, and then Sammy Hager, which Sammy Guevara didn't know who Sammy Hager was, which I don't blame him. I mean, he's pretty young. But yeah, so, yes, exactly. All right, so that's going to happen. Inner Circle, they're still together. MJF is still looking strong. But they're still somewhat together. I think that matches like this, where they're competing, it could strengthen bonds. But ultimately, my friends, I have to say that all this infighting is going to lead them apart. And it'll be unfortunate. But for now, we have the Dark Order being interviewed. And the Dark Order boys, they still want to know. They're still very giddy. They're like school children. They're just like, yes, what we want to know. Adam Page, are you going to join the Dark Order after their match next week? And Adam Page is like, I'll let you know if I'm going to join next week. So after all this time, after all the questions, is it going to happen? Is it not? Is Adam Page going to be in the group? We might actually get an answer, and it might be coming up very soon, which will be next week. I mean, he's not really doing anything else, so I guess that's what he's doing for now. Now, Team Taz, get a recap about their patterns of destructions on Darby, about Sting, about the weigh-in, and yes. So we got that because Team Taz, by the way, Darby Allin will be in the main event going against Brian Cage, and it will be for the TNT Championship. So that is a big match I've been looking forward to personally. Now, Dasha, she interviews Don Callis, Omega, and the Bucks. Basically, they're just kind of deciding who's going to get their entrances for the next match because the Young Bucks, you know, they're going to be with Omega in this next match. Or are they? Because Kenny Omega, he is the AEW champion. He comes down with Don Callis, who is his advocate, his manager, his talking head, his mic man. Well, you got the two broom girls. They're doing their little broom. Is it like this? I don't know. I couldn't do it if I tried. They do their dance. Don gets on the microphone and introduces their partners, not the Young Bucks, but the Good Brothers. And they show the Young Bucks backstage where they do a horrible acting job where they're like, I've been betrayed. And Tony Khan looking like a freaking money Mark-a-Rooney. I mean, he was like, I'm shocked. Like, I don't even know what face it was that he was making. He's just like, I don't know. Was that good? I can't see myself right now, so I don't know. Next up, it is this match. It's the Varsity Blondes and Danny Limelight. Well, he's getting his limelight now, I guess. Taking on the Good Brothers and Omega. Limelight, I mean, he's like getting his lights knocked out. This dude just getting beat up. It's like he was in the match just so he could be attacked, get beat up. Sucks for that dude. I mean, hey, sucks to suck, right? But Brian Pillman Jr. gets in the ring looking so much like his dad, although, you know, he's kind of green at this point. But, I mean, he's young, you know, it'll be fine. He's got the body. He's got the skill. He's going to be great. You know, he's going to get there. He comes in there with a little flurry. Garrison is in the match after this. He gets triple teamed, and Limelight gets back in and gets pinned, and the Elite get the win. So I like Garrison. I like the Blondes, the Varsity Blondes here. I think that they're going to be good. I think it's going to be real good. And yes. All right. Get back to work then. I'll see you later, man. Anyways, now we got John Moxley. He sways down to the ring. You know, he kind of does like all this business. He didn't have his jacket on tonight, so I don't know if it was warmer in Florida over there. You know, I'm here in Arkansas, and like the other day we got like just the teeniest of snow, but in Texas they got 7 to 9 inches in different places, which is a lot, you know, for a place like that. But anyways, he wasn't wearing his jacket, so is that noteworthy? Well, I made it noteworthy. He sways down to the ring as the Elite beat down Moxley. They're just like, oh, no, we're powerful. We got those Impact Wrestling tag titles, and yeah, plus Omega, you're kind of outnumbered. But the Lucha Bros, they come down to save with the high dive into the ring. The locker room empties out, and Moxley he actually does dive to the outside, and the Young Bucks come out, and alone with Moxley, what's going to happen? Who's on whose side? I don't know. But the Lucha Bros, surprise, come from behind and super kick the Young Bucks. Yeah, lights out, dude. And Moxley, yeah, you got Moxley, he's in the ring. Callis and Omega, they just dip out. I'm talking about like they dip out of the action. They're like, let's get out of here. Even though Omega really wants to continue to be involved, it's Don Callis. It's like, yeah, let's skedaddle. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Now we have a segment debuting here on Dynamite. It's the Waiting Room, which is Britt Baker's little show with Rebel over there. And they're in front of a live audience, not just the fans, but they have like a fake studio audience, you know? So it's kind of like old school WWE where you have like the set, like the barbershop or whatever, but they actually have like a another audience in front of that to make it feel more like a talk show. It's hosted by Rebel, and that was actually a pretty interesting idea. I like the way they did that. Britt Baker is introduced, and she tells everybody to look under her chair because, Oprah jokes, I suppose they never get old. I don't know, but there's nothing. So yeah, like Metalocalypse, nothing. You get nothing. And this week's guest is Cody. Cody comes down. She takes a shot at his neck tattoo. They got sparklers because, of course, Cody has to have his spectacular entrance. And yes, surprise guest, it's Jade Cargill. And she's got this mirror outfit. And man, I think Jade is awesome. Like, she is young, right? And she's not great on the microphone, but there's so much potential there. I don't know. Maybe I just got hearts in my eyes. I don't know what it is, but I see good things for her. But she says, yeah, you did Brandy a favor by getting her pregnant because she's going to be gone for a long time. So, yeah. I mean, she's right about that, I suppose. She says that she's a badass and she's going to beat ass when Brandy comes back, but that's probably going to be a while because, pregnancies, they take months, 9 months or so, and then, all this and what do I? But Red Velvet appears. She's way, way shorter than Jade Cargill here, but they have a little bit of back and forth in the past. And she comes in there, they're pushing each other, it turns to slaps, and then the fight breaks down. Everyone is just in there, like from the crowd attacking. So, it's good old 90s talk show stuff. Do they still have talk shows? I think they still have like Dr. Phil and stuff like that. But, I mean, do people still watch that? I don't know. I've never really watched a lot of television, so I don't really know. So, yeah, I didn't have cable for many years or local television. I have no idea. So I'm completely out of the loop on talk shows. Whatever. But anyways, they show, some past footage of Britt attacking Thunder Rosa, where she messed up her hair, messed up her face paint, and on a web camera pops up. It's Thunder Rosa. She's on a web camera. February 3rd at Beach Break, they're going to have a match. And this was kind of like showing that and showing it on the Titantron, like the way it was edited. I was like, wait, did we just change segment? Like, what? Did we move on? Like, I didn't realize that the waiting room was still happening because the way that they did the edit. Maybe it's just me, but that's the way I perceived it just watching it. And they show the graphic up on the screen as Britt is protesting and like the rules of wrestling, apparently. Once the graphic is shown, the match is 100% official. There's no take backsies. So they're going to have a match, which I'm super excited about. Thunder Rosa, she's awesome. And so is Rebel. She had like gear, I guess, that was made kind of like scrubs. Just so good. So freaking ridiculous. Yeah. So that's going to happen. Cool. Jungle Boy and Stunt with Luchasaurus. They're going to be taking on FTR with Tully Blanchard. Now, Marco's been running his mouth, well, as far as last week and how this match got set up. So Marco, of course, he's getting slapped around. You got Dax in there. Marco starts off really by slapping Dax, which kind of makes things worse for him. Mr. Fun Size over here, quick tags in and out from FTR. They beat up Marco while FTR stays fresh as a daisy. So, yeah. Marco Stunt just got obliterated in this match. I mean, spine busters, getting pounded on. It sucks for him, man. But Dax, he removes his elbow pad, and for even more added, unfiltered, unpadded devastation. A big rig combination here on Stunt and FTR win. And FTR, they kind of like the dead stare after this. So, did they enjoy that? I don't know, but it definitely was devastating as could be. Now it's time for the NWA Women's Championship match. It's Serena Deeb as the NWA champion, taking on Ty Conti. So I'm excited about this. Like both of these talents here. Got Anna Jay with her as well as the Dark Order. And Henry is trying to join the fray, as it were. But good wrestling moves here. Good wrestling match for these two competitors. I enjoyed it. They got in with that old school wrestling type action. And Ty Conti finally falls apart at the end of the match, and not falls apart just like storyline wise, but I don't know what she was trying to go for, but it just got clunky and fell apart. Small criticism for a pretty good match here. Serena, she ends up winning. She's still the NWA Women's Champion. And next week, we're going to see Moxley wrestle. We're going to see old Nia Rose, even though I wrote Jax. Jesus. Why do I do these things? And more. But now it's time for the main event. It is for the TNT Championship. It's Brian Cage. He's the FTW champion. His championship is not recognized in AEW. Sucks for him. He's got Team Taz on his side, and he's taking on Darby Allin, who is the TNT champion. And you got Taz on commentary, so that's an added bonus for all of us. Darby flies in early to the outside, taking out Cage, and a second time, Cage catches him and suplexes him to the outside, and that was a good combination reversal right there. I applauded inside of my own mind. And Cage, he's just attacking this dude from the inside. He picks him up. He lifts him from the inside above his head through the timekeeper's table. Multiple tables were broken. My goodness, it was bad. Darby Allin, throughout this entire match, getting attacked, assaulted, beat up. Like everything was against this man. He was trying everything he could. Cage was dominating because look at Cage. Well, what do they say he was? 275 pounds versus a man who's 175 pounds or 170 pounds, soaking wet. How is he going to be able to defeat this man? How is he going to be able to keep his TNT championship? He's trying everything that he can. But Cage, he's over here on the outside. He gets the steel steps. And I don't know if the steel steps were extra heavy or what was going on, but he was dragging them across the floor. And I mean, it was like a shit brick, like a huge, heavy, solid, like when they say solid steel steps, that's what it was like. He was pulling it. Maybe he was getting stuck on the floor mats. Probably the case. Either way, it was good because it made it feel extra meaty and heavy, right? He puts this thing, it's still on the floor, brings it to about the center of the ring, and yeah, he's going to put Darby through this. If he puts Darby through it, it's over. It's completely over. Like, you're not going to be able to do anything, not going to be able to recover from this, my friend. It's just not going to happen. But Cage, as he's trying to get into the ring, he's on the apron, and Darby is attacking him. And Cage is barely holding on to the ropes. Only thing keeping him from falling on those steps is like a couple of fingers. We're getting into possible single digits here. And then Darby Allin, this man bites Cage's fingers. And Cage falls down. I'm talking about just boom right there. And Darby Allin hits a coffin drop. Whilst on the steps, Cage, he takes his belt off and ties Cage's feet together, his ankles together, and tries to attack Cage, but the belt comes off. The referee's just like, this is fine. And Ricky Starks tries to attack, and lights go off instantaneously, and Sting comes out to attack Starks. So to Sting, I guess he has to put on his face paint like before the night just in case something like this happens, and he just waits, and he's ready. So as soon as anything goes wrong, they can just be like, hit the lights, and the man can come out. Because, if he didn't have his face paint on, I mean, imagine how much time it would take for him to be like, all right, well, there's a lot of stuff going on, but gotta get it. Crucifix bomb here into the pin. Darby wins. He's still the champion. Sting stands in the ring with Team Taz as Team Taz gets snowed in on the stage. Hey, there's another snow reference there. And the commentary, I don't know if it was for everybody, but when I was watching it on my Sling app. The commentary was like overlapping, almost as if they had recorded two like final commentary tracks. Super weird. It was overlapping each other, like different dialogue. And I was like, what is happening? Do I have multiple browsers opened up? Like what? No, it was on the show. So that was pretty strange there. But good way to end the night, a good main event here with Darby Allin. He's still the champion, still the TNT champion. So great for him. Good times for all. That was AEW Dynamite. We're going to be on the beach at some point. What was it? February 3rd is what they said. So in about a month, we're going to have that. We're going to have a wedding here on Dynamite. We're also going to see Chucky T doing task for Miro. I don't know what kind of task he's going to be having this man doing, but he's going to be having him do something. And I suppose that'll be some hilarity for us here in AEW, but a good show once again from AEW, while in my opinion, what they're doing in WWE, yikes, dude. Yikes. I'll catch you guys next time.